YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to the Radar for Wrestling channel. We have a massive live stream. You can see the Brady Bunch is all here. The gang is all here. A gang of misfits. The usual suspects here. You already know who's here with Jonesy, SCW Steve, Nonstop Wrestling Chat Barry, Mex Wrestlemania UK. Those guys are all staples on the channel. They've been here a while. Justin Juggernaut 097 was here last week for the NXT takeover predictions. We have Knock and Zach from West Coast Popcast. I did a really good video with these guys, a tier maker video of ranking every single WrestleMania. It's a long one, but check that out on either channel if you guys are not subscribed. We have DW Wrestling here, the most optimistic man in professional wrestling history. Man, he sees the bright spot in everything WWE does, which you always love. You always love to see it. I appreciate all you guys for being on the stream. We have a lot of us here. So it's a full 10. It's a full 10 of us. We got Kobe from Kobe Talks YouTube channel. He's here as well. So it's all of us in here. It's a ragtag group of guys. I appreciate everybody for being here. So yeah, we're doing WrestleMania Night 1, and not too many people are excited for this year's WrestleMania. It kind of is what it is at this point. But we're gonna get into Night 1 here and try to be as concise as possible and cover all of it and get everybody's perspective. It's a lot of us, so we'll go in and out and try to make it as concise as possible. So yeah, it's everybody here. So how's everybody doing in a big all together?
I'm excited for WrestleMania.
Mania weekend.
All right. Love to see it. All right, so this is how we're gonna work it. Whoever's talking will be on the biggest screen, so I'll get most of the screen time, obviously. But let's get into it. So let me go down the line before we get into Night 1. How's everybody really feeling right now about Night 1? And just give your quick thoughts as before we get into it, just as an open. Juggernaut, I'll start with you. There you go.
I mean, before we went on air, I was saying how I'm not really looking forward to Night 1. I mean, there was a few matches I'm looking forward to, like the main event with Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the tag team match with AJ Styles and Omos versus the New Day. I'm looking forward to that. And even the Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, I'm looking to that also. So, I mean, there's matches I'm looking forward to, but definitely Night 2 is looking more stacked.
Yeah, it definitely is. Jonesy, let me get your take on Night 1.
It's all about the main event, baby. It's all about the main event, 100%.
That's all it is. Knock, I'll kick it to you. How you feel about Night 1 of WrestleMania?
I hope we get some lightning in Bobby Lashley's entrance, man. I'm so excited for that match. I'm a huge fan of his. And that main event, of course, Sasha and Bianca.
Yeah, it should be good stuff. Steve from SCW. How you doing, Steve? What do you feel about Night 1 before we head into the predictions?
I feel really good about it. I've got WrestleMania fever today. I feel like a child once again, being so pumped for this. The most important thing for me, fans are back. It's so going to be good to see actual reactions to what's going on. The fact is, Drew and Lashley kicking off the show is going to be so special with the first match in front of fans. The last match, Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, Smackdown Women's Championship. It's going to be awesome. And I think some of the matches in between, I think the build may not have been great, but I'll tell you what, this WrestleMania, I've got good feelings about it. I think there's going to be some great matches here.
All right. I like the optimism. Let's go to Zach. Zach, how do you feel about Night 1 before we get into the predictions?
I'm excited to talk about TakeOver. Let's go.
There you go. Love it. Love to hear it. All right. DW, what's up, bro? Let me know your thoughts before we get into Night 1 of WrestleMania predictions.
So excited. I'm not sure if it's on tonight, but I think Shane vs. Braun's on tonight. And I can't wait for Shane to prove how stupid Braun Strowman is.
Oh, my God.
That should be an interesting one to see how he proves that. Let's kick it to Barry. Barry, what do you think about Night 1?
I'm like Steve. I've got WrestleMania fever. I can't wait for Night 1. I need to support Drew McIntyre, fellow Scotsman.
There you go. You love to see it, fellow countrymen. All right, Max, my boy Max. How do you feel about Night 1?
Looking forward to it, man. Like, forget everything they've done, every misstep they've done in the past couple of months. WrestleMania tonight, WrestleMania tomorrow night. I'm ready to. All I need to do is go and get some Red Bulls, some energy drinks, some food, some snacks. I'm ready for it.
There you go. Staying up late in the UK. So that's how you love to see it. For me, myself, WrestleMania Night 1, I think it's the weaker of the two cards. It seems like a jumbled together card. It's interesting to see the placement of all the matches and how it work out. Now, we heard the main event, the main event, Sasha Bianca. I think the opening match you know, if you look at it logistically, the one that makes the most sense to do is the heavyweight championship match, the WWE championship match. Bobby Lashley, the almighty WWE champion, and Drew McIntyre. I think that makes most sense to put them out first, because if you put them out in the middle of the card, I think it diminishes the title. I think it always does that, just by default. If you put the main championship in the middle of the card rather than at the end, have them start off the show. But it should be pretty interesting the way that the night turns out. They did the big set reveal last night, which it looks awesome. A big pirate ship and everything like that. Jonesy was saying that it seems to be like they're gonna have rain in the forecast, so that's gonna suck for them. But I think they have the canopy over the top, but the fans kind of sucks for them. But let's get into the first match, which I think is gonna start off the show, and hopefully it does. Before we do, Brian in the chat, we love you, Bobby. Yeah, we all love Bobby Lashley. It's good stuff. Bobby Lashley, the almighty WWE champion. But this is the match right here that starts off the show, I believe. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for that WWE championship. Bobby Lashley, the almighty WWE champ. And he's going to go one-on-one with the man who won last year's Royal Rumble, the former champion who lost to The Miz, everybody's favorite. And yeah, so it's going to be an interesting one. I think this one starts off the show. I think it should start off hot with this one. But I think personally, Bobby Lashley needs to hold on to the title. There's been rumors that the Hurt Business might, get the gang back together and just screw over McIntyre in the end. But here on the list first is Mex. So I'll kick it to you, Mex. How do you feel about this match? Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre.
It's crazy to think that literally 3 weeks ago, we were celebrating Bobby's finally got to the top of the mountain, how brilliant he looks, how well they booked him, getting him there. They dubbed him the almighty, WWE champion. It wasn't us. They did it. And literally 2 weeks after, he was asking Lucha House Party for help to take out Drew McIntyre. It's a complete and utter shame. I understand this was always the plan, to have Drew win in front of fans, in front of everyone. He's the guy that they have chosen to take this company forward as the big face, for the next couple of years. So it is what it is. I like Drew McIntyre, I really do, but I feel like you just have to keep going with where the momentum is. And for me, the momentum is with Bobby Lashley. Going to be very interesting to see if the crowd actually, salute and cheer for Bobby Lashley on his entrance on the night.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one, and how the crowd reaction, right? So it's gonna be the first WWE show with like a legitimate amount of fans, and we'll see. It's gonna be close to over 20,000 as what they said. Let me get to the chat real quick before we get to the next person. Will be Justin. Eric says, "I'm here." Eric, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Wrestling Through Life, what's up, man? If Bobby versus Drew opens, I think Drew will win to get the crowd pop he didn't get last year. I could definitely see it going down. I hope it doesn't happen, but I could definitely see that happening. But Wrestling Through Life, thank you for jumping in here and giving us a comment there. I think you makes a valid point that if it opens the show, it could be a possibility that Drew wins. Kobe talks, I'm having tech issues. It's all good. Kobe, keep trying to get in. If you can't, man. You can come on tomorrow too. I'm doing the Sunday one if you want to jump in tomorrow. No worries, bro. Ryan, what's up, Ryan? If McIntyre wins, I think he gets booed. That's spot on from Ryan Austin right there. I think he does get booed in that. But let's kick it to Juggernaut. Juggernaut, what do you think about this match?
I mean, I think this is going to be a pretty good match, and I'm happy for Bobby Lashley. He's actually getting, a pretty, this is one of his first major titles he's won over here in WWE. I mean, other than the ECW championship, but that title really meant nothing, back in the day. And this is his first big WrestleMania moment, since WrestleMania 23, ever since the Battle of the Billionaires. So I'm happy for Bobby Lashley here, but I just have a feeling in my gut that Drew McIntyre is going to win the title, because last year he did get that, the actual fan reaction of him winning the title. So, and also I think the reason for breaking up the Hurt Business was to get heat on Bobby Lashley, because the Hurt Business, they were getting cheered these last few weeks. They were getting cheered. People like the Hurt Business. And, I feel like Drew McIntyre, he's been kind of getting booed lately. They're I bet Vince was hey, we need to get Drew McIntyre, cheered here. And I feel like if Drew McIntyre does win, he's going to get booed here. He's definitely going to get booed. But yeah, I just have a feeling in my gut that Drew McIntyre is going to win, which I don't really want to see that happen. I don't. I don't think we can hear Anthony.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello. Sorry.
Oh, there we
All right,
go. There we go. Now we can hear you.
Let's take it back to Jonesy. Sorry, that's on me. Jonesy, what do you think about this match? How do you think it's gonna go down?
Yeah, I think looking at this, Bobby Lashley, he's only lost one match since kind of he lost at Backlash to Drew last time. So for me, it's going to be the unthinkable. Drew's your new champion. I don't want to see it. I love Lashley to retain, but Drew's winning this, I'm afraid. I think it's a feel-good story. I think the crowd are there as well, but I'd love it really if Bobby wins, but Drew's winning this, I'm afraid.
It's tough right there. All right, Knock, let's kick it to you. What do you think about the match? Do you think Jonesy's right? Do you think he's going to win? What's going to happen?
Yeah, I'm torn here, man, because I love Bobby Lashley, but I think he's losing. I want to believe they broke up the Hurt Business just to bring him back and give him that defining moment at Mania, but that's not the case. They were getting cheered too much for Vince, so that was for heel heat only. I think Drew gets this big win, Mania stage. It's cool to see them fighting since Slammiversary now to the big Mania, so great rivalry from these guys, but my boy Bobby's about to lose.
I hope we're all wrong about this, or you guys are all wrong that Lashley's going to lose, but Steve, what do you think about this match?
I mean, a lot of people said a lot of the points already, so it's hard for me to sort of repeat those. But what I will just say is as an alternative idea, if we go back to WrestleMania 34, Lesnar beat Roman Reigns, where everyone and their grandma thought that Roman Reigns was winning the belt that night. So you look at it and say there could be that shock value, and Lashley actually retains, and a lot of people rejoice. But I go with the majority. I think Drew McIntyre is going to win the championship. It's going to be interesting to see if McIntyre gets booed after winning the belt, because obviously that's what people they're hoping that people are going to cheer this. But it just feels like Drew's had his time. There's nothing against Drew. He's been a top great babyface, but it just feels like it's Lashley's time. I want to see what Lashley would do with the championship next. But at the same time, there are feuds for Drew to go to. So I'm going to go for Drew McIntyre. And one thing I will say is I think this match will be stronger than their Backlash match they had last year. I do think this is going to be a very good contest to kick off WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think it is going to be as well. Let's get to the chat real quick before we get to the next person in line. Always starts with hello, everyone. Wow, so many people. Get hyped, man. We got a lot of people here. It's WrestleMania day one, night one. We're here for the Saturday edition of WrestleMania. I got another live stream coming back tomorrow for the Sunday edition. Get hyped. It's WrestleMania weekend, the biggest wrestling weekend of the year. Brian, is this the first time that a title match kicks off WrestleMania? Now, 35 was the one in New York at MetLife, and that was Seth and Brock. So, all right, let's get back to where we were at. I think Zach was next. Zach, give me your thoughts on this match.
Again, everyone kind of hit the points, but this is officially the first match of the night, WWE tweeted out. And also Drew tweeted out, I've said for the last year, I want to be the first person out when crowds return. So I guess this is the reason why there's no kickoff, because they want to do one huge entrance in the beginning. It looks like it's going to be Drew. It's a mistake if they have Drew win. They should have Bobby retain. Whatever show Drew is not on, they win the Rumble next year. Next year, when you have more people, that's when you do the big pop for McIntyre. And they should do the angle that Trash Bag Cena was supposed to do but didn't want to do, when you start from the bottom after losing at Mania and go all the way back to the top next Mania.
Good point right there. That's a really good point. That I love the Cena dig at the end of that. DW, there he brought up the WWE Championship just for this match. Let me know what you think about this match, Lashley McIntyre.
I think I'm going to go against the majority opinion here. I think Drew's going to lose, and I don't think he'll get booed as much as people think he will. Because you got to remember, he was the guy on Raw throughout when there's no fans, and I think fans will appreciate that just to be able to see him wrestle. So I don't think he'll get booed as much. I don't think he's going to win. I think they need to, since they split up the Hurt Business, they need to really back Lashley now and show that he can do it without the Cedric and Shelton by his side. So I think they'll keep him. They're keeping the title.
That's a good point. They may just keep it. Yeah, they may try to have him just win by himself. I mean, he's been so damn dominant. It's like, how do you take it off of him? But let's get to Barry. Barry, what do you think? How this match going to end up?
Drew has to win. I have to back a fellow Scotsman. I don't care what anybody says. I'm cheering for him. You can all boo at wherever you want to be. He's Scottish. I need to cheer for him.
No matter what, the home field advantage for Barry is that Drew McIntyre is going to win, and he's going to cheer him no matter what. It's like the Cena thing. I don't care if you boo him. I'm cheering him no matter what type of stuff. That type of mindset on that. But yeah, I just think they got to go with Lashley. I mean, in the end, like, how can you build a guy Brock Lesnar-esque build to him and just have him lose at Mania after only having such a small time with the title? He won it back in March off of everybody's favorite, The Miz. Now, like, you got to keep it on him. You broke up the team. I just don't think it's the smartest idea to kind of just take it off of him here. But let's get to the match that I think it's probably the worst build I think I've ever seen for a match. if I have to be honest, I think it's the worst build I've seen for a match in the history of WWE, and it's this one right here. It's the steel cage match.
Jesus.
Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon, and as stupid does. This is what they should have called the match, but it's a steel cage, right? So we have the steel cage match, and we had the Nickelodeon slime thing. Who knows if the slime's going to drop from the ceiling? This could be, I mean, you know, they could just drop slime from the ceiling as soon as the match ends, and then, or while they're in there and they all slip and slide around with each other. But it's going to be an interesting one. And I don't really understand the whole feud itself as to why they're doing it, why it's happening. Shane, they just want him on Mania. You're going to have him on Mania. It kind of is what it is. Not a huge fan of this, but I'm going to kick it to Mex. Mex, what do you think about this match right here?
Do we have to talk about this? Like they want to Shane McMahon, you know, he's one that, if we're honest, he does kind of show up at WrestleMania.
True.
Braun Strowman, there's just nothing for him, but they want to put him in the card. I would easily just throw together any other Bayley match and rather have that on the card than this, to be completely honest. But steel cage match, to be honest, it's hard to see who's going to win because, you know, I think if you guys remember, he had a match, Braun Strowman that is, with Kevin Owens, where he threw Kevin Owens out of the steel cage or from the top of the steel cage, and he lost the match, but obviously that was the spot. So maybe something similar happens here. I'll go for a Braun win, though. I think he definitely needs a W in, you know, the win column, so to speak, and hopefully he can crack on after this. But I don't think this is probably going to last too long. We're just waiting for Shane McMahon to fall off something, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you're waiting for. It's just Shane McMahon to jump off the top of the cage. Let's kick it to Steve from SCW. Steve, what do you think about this match?
Yeah, sorry to Dan, by the way. So I know he's looking forward to this match, but for me, it's not one for me. The match itself, though, should be better than the build. I mean, it's been Braun. I found it boring, to be honest. I've hated it. But despite the fact that he's wanted to use the green slime to hopefully, you know, Hulk up Braun, maybe that's what's going to happen at WrestleMania. I have a weird feeling Braun's the one that made the stipulation for this match. Let's remember that. And the idea is that the feud is based around stupidity. Shane McMahon is going to outsmart Braun Strowman in some way. He thinks that maybe people can get in or he'll find a way to get out. And I think we've gone already, which I like Mex's idea of actually Shane being thrown off of maybe the cage through a table or something. That would be a great way for Shane to win the match. I will then do an alternative throwback to St. Valentine's Day Massacre in 1999. The Big Show made his debut on this day, came through the ring, threw Steve Austin at the cage, and the cage broke and Austin hit the floor, and that got Austin to go to WrestleMania to take on The Rock. In these cage matches with Vince McMahon. So I think something like that similar is going to happen. I think the cage will break, Shane will hit the floor, even though Shane will be hurt, he'll get the win and he will feel he's outsmarted Braun. So I think this feud, I'm not trying to give WWE ideas, I don't think this feud's finished.
I mean, I literally hope you're wrong that the feud's not finished, but that's actually a good point. Like, this match kind of has to end on a either he outsmarts Braun or Braun kind of outsmarts Shane to kind of, you know, defeat the whole stupid does thing. Let's get to Justin. Justin, give me your thoughts on this match.
I mean, this match should be on Nickelodeon, to be honest. I mean, like, I don't care about this match at all. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, like, what Shane jumps off of. Like, he's probably going to jump off, like, the top of the cage or something. Something big's going to happen. You know, he has to do that big spot. You know, I would love for him to, like, jump off the, you know, the whole stage there, you know, that pirate ship that they have set up. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to jump off of that.
I think Kevin Owens is planning to do that one.
Like, Kevin Owens, he said that he wanted to do it last year, but, you know, of course, but he had that big spot last year where he jumped off the WrestleMania sign. But I'm going to say that Braun Strowman wins here. And, like, I feel like the cage is going to get broken some way, you know, like, he's going to get the Strowman Express going, and he's going to plow right through Shane McMahon. Then again, I can see that backfiring if, you know, they break down the cage, you know, and Shane McMahon hits the floor first. I can see it backfiring a little bit, but, you know, I'm going to say that Strowman wins here.
All right, we got another one for Strowman. Let's kick it to Jonesy. Jonesy, let me get your thoughts on this match.
Yeah, I think when you look at how far Braun's fallen 12 months ago, you're challenging for the world title, winning the world title. This is going to be, as Steve said, boring. But for me, I think Braun's winning. The only reason why Braun won't win is if Elias and Jackson, Riker get involved or Dabba-Kato comes in. But for me, I'm hoping it will be done. I'm quite looking forward to when they do them choo-choo noises and the crowd actually start booing because WWE can't control the audience. So that's going to be great to see. But yeah, I'm dreading this match. It's not WrestleMania worthy. It's wrestle crap.
Yeah, definitely. Now, because Jonesy brought up the choo-choo stuff, let's get to the chat real quick. Cuz Always Talks Wrestling, Braun with the choo-choo train, then multiple choo-choo trains after. I'm kind of waiting for Braun to one day do that little choo-choo thing, but actually kind of chug it along, like chug it.
He'll do it, but slip on the slime. That's what he'll do. There'll be the choo-choo, and he'll slip on the slime probably or something like that.
Slime you out there and you just bust that. This is an interesting one from Eric, right? All right, so you have the match where you take it's like, this is the match I'm gonna get up and take a piss, right? I'm gonna go take a piss, I'm gonna pee. This is the match you take a shit when it comes on, right? According to Eric, you gotta get up and you gotta go take a shit when this match comes on. All right, if you're in the stadium or at home, all right. So make sure you plan your bowel movements around this match if you're not a fan from. It's an interesting one here. You know the deal. What is up, man? Thank you for jumping into the channel, the chat. Vince comes out and screws Shane. Vince versus Shane at Mania 38. That's a big prediction there. I think Vince a little bit too like on the older side to do it, but I think that'll be pretty cool because it gets Shane away from like anybody else, and just like I always like the Vince and Shane dynamic and the back and forth they would have if they were to fight each other. They've had a match at WrestleMania before. I think it was WrestleMania 17. So against Shane, that hardcore match they had. So I mean, I don't think they'll go back to it, but we'll see what happens. Let's get Knock in here. Knock, let me know what you think about this cage match that everybody seems to hate except one person.
You guys are forgetting the long-term booking here, man. It's going to be the return of Braun Strowman. He's going to come back and outsmart Shane. Nah, but in all seriousness, no, this match is trash. The amount of talent left off the Mania card to have this match here is just criminal. If this match goes too long, I think Shane will get exposed. His past Mania matches, he had The Taker, he had AJ Styles match. These guys who can really work, who can really carry him, and he can just do his big spots here and there. But this match can't go too long. I'm going for Braun with the win. I think Riker and Elias do get involved. Hopefully they have a big spot where they break the cage. And what Mech said, man, when Kevin Owens took that bump, he didn't even look back when he took that bump. So the amount of trust he had to have was insane. That was a hell of a bump. But, yeah, Braun Strowman for the win.
Now, Knock brings up, Braun Strowman. What was the Marvel villain with the big ass head? And that was like
Mordok.
Yeah, there you go. That's gonna be his next gimmick. But let's kick to Barry. Barry, let me know what you think about this match here. If I can get you in here. All right, there you go.
Man, I think Strowman's going to win, but I've been having nightmares recently about that train noise. Like, I'm like, it's going to be like train noise through the cage or something, and it's no for me. This is be the point now. I'll be going to go grab some more beers and stuff like that.
It's definitely one of those break matches that you're going to take. Let's take it to Zach. Zach, let me know your thoughts on this match right here.
I don't have any thoughts. I'm so sick of Shane, and I hate this Braun look. Like he just went out four-wheeling and drinking a Monster Energy drink, thinking Florida Georgia Line are deep. I'm so uninvested in this feud. I think when we live stream, I'm just gonna have to like find a game to play while we watch this. I'm not interested.
Yeah, it's gonna be everybody on their phone for this one, just kind of looking down. It's interesting though. I think with the shape that Braun is in right now, he's just wrestled shirtless, like a Roman Reigns style thing, and just kind of have like the camouflage pants with the short with the big boots, and then just kind of wrestle shirtless. I think the shirt is not doing him any favors. It doesn't make him look like he's going out hunting or something like that. But let's save the best for last here. The man who in the beginning of the stream was excited for this, said he was excited for this match. Let me know. Let me know, DW. What do you think?
I'm the only one in the world, I think, excited for this match. I think we are forgetting how good Shane actually is in the ring. And like we saw it against The Miz, who nobody would have thought that would have been a good match. That was match of the night probably on that show. AJ Styles, he put on another good match. He even had a good match of Undertaker, which is quite hard to do considering his age and all. And I feel like Braun is going to win, but with the train, this is what I want to happen. I think they should double down on all the goofy stuff. Have him come out, train tracks on the entrance ramp. I want Nicholas on top of the train as well. Nicholas goes choo-choo, and we see Braun come to the ring on a flat-out train. And then all is forgiven, everyone will love the match.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to have this man on here, because he takes the most optimistic looks at all things that go down, and that's one hell of a thing that I would love to see. The train tracks on the ramp, that stuff sounds absolutely awesome, dude. Have him actually come out on like a damn choo-choo train, him there, Nicholas there. I mean, bringing it back to Nicholas, former tag team champion, Raw tag team champion Nicholas. That would be awesome, dude. I love that. That thing would be so corny and campy that it actually come off really, really good. And that's an awesome take by you, man. I really, really like that one. But I think Braun is going to win as well. I just don't think Shane doesn't really ever to win his Mania match. He's kind of just there to take for a guy to get the win over him. But let's get to a match that I think should have been on hashtag WrestleMania Smackdown instead of that Fatal 4-Way tag team title match, Smackdown tag team title, and this one, the women's tag team turmoil match. All right, so this match is happening for whatever reason because whoever wins this is gonna get the shot at Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler for the most prestigious titles in WWE right now, the Women's Tag Team Championships. I don't think there's any debate on that. I think the most prestigious title, the most heavily sought after titles on the brand, on the roster whatsoever. So I guess we could get through this one pretty quickly. I'm gonna pick Tamina and Naomi. Tamina and Natalia to win this one. I think they have the most steam behind them. And then you had on SmackDown, you had Carmella and Billie Kay, who are a tag team now, which is, I guess, is cool. I think Billie Kay is super entertaining. But I they're gonna face, I guess, the winners of the match on night 2. But yeah, I guess Tamina and Natalia win it. But let's kick it to Jonesy. Jonesy, give me your thoughts on this matchup right here.
I think it'll be okay. I think the winners are Lana and Naomi. I think they want to play off the table storyline, even though it's been dropped months ago. I think they'll do that at WrestleMania. So I think Lana and Naomi are going to win. Although I'd love to see the team with Billie Kay and Carmella win. I think that'll be a really good team. But Lana and Naomi is my prediction.
Yeah, I think that's the more entertaining team. Eventually, hopefully, they become tag team champions. They might have a fun time with it too, as well. Let's get it over to Max. Max, let me know what you think about this match.
Lana and Naomi. Lana is their internet, social media cash cow. They don't mind putting those titles that they clearly don't care about on Lana, so she can do some more TikTok dances with them. So, yeah, Lana and Naomi for me.
That's a really good take in how they perceive or how they view Lana as a commodity. Steve, let me get your thoughts on this match.
Yeah, I'm going for a fluke victory, and they've been announcing the match, Carmella and Billie Kay. I'm going for that one purely because Reginald is still subtly been given as part of the storyline a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown, so we weren't meant to forget that he was aligned with Carmella. As well, Billie Kay's been looking for that tag team partner since the Royal Rumble with the resume, which has just been so entertaining. She's tried with the Riot Squad. Now she's got someone with Carmella. I think, weirdly enough, they're going to do it, and then obviously, not to jump over night 2, but obviously Reginald will be at ringside, so that would be an interesting dynamic. So, yeah, I'll go Carmella and Billie Kay.
Okay, so it has been announced that they're going to be part of the match, Billie Kay and Carmella, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has been announced? Okay, all right, cool. I didn't know because I only woke up like an hour ago, so I have no idea. Let's get to Eric in the chat. He's talking about last match. Shane would have to jump off the stadium to make this match worth a second look. To be honest with you, if they had no fans, it was the Thunderdome, they'd probably do it. Like, they just cut it, right? Like, they edit it stylishly, and it would happen. Ryan Austin, Riot Squad needs the win. Riot Squad is the only legit tag team in the match. I mean, he honestly has a point there. Even though they're really not like the greatest team, they're really the only actual legitimate team that's been together for a while there. I mean, you got Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, who've been around for just a small amount of time, but to be honest with you, they haven't really done much. But let me kick it to Justin. Justin, let me know your thoughts on this match.
I mean, this match is basically going to be a piss break match. I mean, I wouldn't mind if this match was on the pre-show, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, this match is just, I mean, I don't know, like, with WWE logic, like, you would think, like Ryan said, it makes sense to go with the Riot Squad, but, with WWE logic, they won't do that, they won't go with the team that's been around, for the longest. I feel like it's going to be Lana and Naomi here. Like, on my predictions, I was originally going to go with Natalya and Tamina. But I see the history with Lana, going through the table, with Nia Jax and stuff, or as I like to call her, my hole. That's what I like to call her. Yeah, but I'm going to go with Lana and Naomi to win here.
Lana and Naomi. All right. Knock, I'll kick it to you. Who do you think is taking this tag team turmoil match?
Oh, man, it's going to be a low point in the show. But actually, there's so many cool tag teams here. The Riot Squad definitely deserve it, man. It'd be cool if Sarah Logan came back and helped them out. I think Lana and Naomi do get the win. But Billie Kay is super entertaining, and she's really improved herself. So, but I'm going Lana and Naomi.
Lana and Naomi. All right, let's kick it over to Zach. Zach, what you got for us? Who do you think's going to win this one?
Of course, I want the Riot Squad to win. They kind of earned it. But yeah, like Mex said, Lana is kind of a cash cow for them. And like you guys already pointed out, for the long term, I'd actually kind of like to see Lana just put Nia Jax through the table, end that, and then give some shine to Naomi at the same time. So I'm going to say Naomi and Lana.
That'd be a hell of a visual, seeing her pick up like Nia Jax and drop her through the table or something like that. Mm-hmm. If she could, that'd be a hell of a visual. Let's kick it over to Barry. Barry, let me get your thoughts on this match that's been added to tag team, Billie Kay and Carmella.
I did pick Naomi and Lana, but I would probably think they're probably going to give it to Carmella just to kind of boost her kind of standing a little bit more. But this match, again, I'm not really going to be paying attention to.
Let's kick it DW because I know you have something good to say about this one, hopefully, right?
Well, I think this match, no one wants to see it. We've got to be honest. But we've seen with multi-man matches before, they have worked well at Mania. Like we saw the SmackDown tag team titles. They did it with the Raw ones as well when the Hardys returned. All they need to do is just a lot of quick power moves all in 5 minutes. Yeah. And everyone will be entertained and popping. I'm going to go Carmella because she is really out of all of the women, she is the highest valued and probably the best out of them all. So, and it ties in with Reginald then for night 2. So I go Carmella.
Yeah, I'd agree with you because I didn't know. Now knowing that they're in the match, I think they make the most sense because Carmella has the built-in storyline with Reginald and all that. So they make the most sense to get in there. I'm not going to read this one because Eric's a I won't read that one. Let's get to the next thing on the chat. Oh wait, Carmella here. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Eric. All right, let's get to you know the deal. With this being on Peacock, they're gonna bring back a lot of retread stars. The Bella Twins will make a comeback. Yeah, Jonesy was telling me about this. A rumor around that the Bella Twins are gonna come back and win those tag team titles. This is what Jonesy said. I'm kicking the Jonesy real quick and just go ahead, explain this one. Go ahead.
So after WrestleMania, the Bella's coming back. Nikki Bella wants to go to creative with Daniel Bryan. That's kind of the plan apparently. And then they are going to probably win the Women's Tag Team Championship. But for me, I don't know if I'll be a fan of that, really. Let's see if that happens, though.
That'd be interesting. So Jonesy brought that up to my attention a week ago that they were going to come back after WrestleMania, win those titles, and that Nikki Bella want to be part of creative because that's the thing that she wants to do. I don't know why, but she wants to do it. But I mean, it'll be interesting enough. You know what I'm saying? If they do it. All right. So let's get to this match next because this is an interesting one. This is a match that was supposed to be, it came off as a singles first, but now it's a tag, which is the right move. And it's this match right here. It's the debut of Bad Bunny and the WrestleMania debut of Damian Priest, taking on the man who was a WWE champion a month ago and his best buddy in the world, John Morrison, who's at this point just collecting a fat paycheck. That's what it seems like anyways. It's just there to collect the paycheck because he's not doing a whole ton of interesting things. But this is the match we got. It was supposed to be Bad Bunny versus The Miz in a singles. Made no sense. I thought there was some type of maybe like a injury angle or injury as to why there wasn't a tag, but they finally went with the tag. They could have just had it a tag all the whole time, but they decided to go through the whole let's destroy the $3.6 million Bugatti and do all that to make this a tag match. All right, so he's been training Bad Bunny. I mean, he's a megastar in the Latin community. I'm a big fan of him. I listen to all of his songs, and then he's a little bit more mainstream too into the non-Hispanic community as well, just with his style and the way he carries himself and all that. But this is going to be an interesting match because I'm really interested to see how hard. I mean, I've heard from Triple H that him and Omos have been working really hard in the ring, Bad Bunny and Omos. It's just interesting to see how they're going to come out at the end of this, like during this, and see how it's all going to work out and how Bad Bunny's going to do in this matchup. And it's going to be an interesting one as to how it's going to come across. But let me get to the chat real quick because this is a hot take and this is a good take. Always Talk Wrestling says Peacock just sucks, and that's a fact. That is true. If you live in the States, you have to use Peacock right now. It's a terrible streaming service. The interface is really poorly put together. It's really bad. It's tough to find stuff in WWE related, especially with the big ass catalog WWE has. To find a lot of the stuff it's really, really difficult. He says here, Bad Bunny and Priest versus Miz and Morrison will be awesome. I think it actually could be one of those matches that surprises the hell out of you. Not to say it's on the same level as like Ronda Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie, but it could be similar to that. Chris Wrestling, yo, what's up, Chris? Thanks for joining the stream. Let me kick it to Jonesy. How do you feel about Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, Miz and Morrison?
This is going to be fantastic. I think Bad Bunny is going to surprise a lot of people. For me, I think Damian Priest and Bad Bunny are going to win this. Damian Priest is going to carry on his unbeaten streak since coming up from NXT. And I think The Miz will carry on doing what he's been doing ever since, like losing continually. So for me, Bad Bunny's get the pinfall, and it's going to blow people's expectations. So I think it's going to be really, really good. Yeah,
I think that's a good take. I think this is going to surprise a lot of people, Bad Bunny. Max, what do you think about this match?
Yeah, Bad Bunny, Damian Priest. I'm really hoping that, I guess we assume Bad Bunny, we won't see him after Mania, maybe Raw after Mania, and that's about it. I'm really hoping that Damian Priest can kick on, get the rub that he needed from being in this really good position, and maybe we see him in a Money in the Bank ladder match next month. But yeah, definitely these two are going to get the win.
I just want to touch on that real quick. I think, this the best thing about this is for Damian Priest. He gets the biggest rub and the biggest push after this because he's teaming up with a megastar in Bad Bunny, multimedia megastar. So it makes a ton of sense to have Damian Priest in the spot, and I think he can actually eventually, hopefully, build on that. As the company, builds him forward. Let's get to DW. What do you think about this match?
I think, Bad Bunny, he's hit all the marks, and since he's come in, it has been generally one of the most interesting storylines they've had going into Mania. And it's gonna be a fun little 20-minute match, probably even less. But it's all about making Priest look like a star next to an actual megastar. So they'll get a win. Priest will look amazing in it, and Miz Morrison, they do their job well of being sort of jobbers, like glorified jobbers. They do that role well, so it'd be just a fun match.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna sell their asses off for Damian Priest and just make him look like the megastar coming out of this. Kick it to Justin. Justin, what do you think about this tag match?
I mean, it's unfortunate for the position that the Miz is in, because like you said, a month ago, he was the WWE champion, and now he's feuding with Bad Bunny. I mean, I don't mind Bad Bunny that much, but like I hope this is going to be done with him after Mania. Like he'll probably be on Raw, and then hopefully he's done after. I mean, he's probably going to hit like a big spot in this match, like maybe like a frog splash, but they'll call it the bunny splash. That's what they're going to call it.
Yeah,
call it the bunny splash here. But I think he'll get the pinfall here, and like you guys said, hopefully Damian Priest gets a big rub, gets because having to make a star here, but. And like you guys said, like the Miz and John Morrison, they're basically kind of look like glorified jobbers here, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, it's kind of gonna be a whatever match here. But hopefully this kind of that match does surprise me. But it ain't gonna be like anything like Pat McAfee, him having that great match. It ain't gonna be anything like that. But if it does, that'd be pretty interesting though.
I think we all be pleasantly surprised by this match. I honestly do think that. Barry, what do you think about this match?
I love Damian Priest, so I'm happy him getting a rub, and it'll be Damian Priest, Bad Bunny getting a win.
now, so they're glorified jobbers like Miz and Morrison. They're playing their role really, really good. Like I think they take it in stride and they know what they're there for, and they're taking it really, really well. I think they'll shine up both guys really, really well. Let's kick it to Zach. Zach, let me know what you think about this match.
I'm actually really excited for this match. Bad Bunny's putting the work in. This match was made late, a tag team match, because both Priest and Morrison had very minor injuries. They just wanted to make sure that they could go. So now it is. I'm very excited for that because Morrison is money in the ring. This is great for the Miz. Miz has the stats. He didn't really need a long run as the champ. He has that stats and the 2-time Grand Slam. Miz is going to come off like $1 million here. He sold the guitar shop from Bad Bunny so well. He's going to sell for Bad Bunny very well. And Bad Bunny is such smart booking. I just knew him from a Cheetos commercial. Now they're buzzing around here in LA. I hear people talking about it like literally on the streets. Radio stations are doing giveaways for Bad Bunny promoting this match. This was a smart move. If they realize all eyes are on this match, then they will do great spots and make this a money match for the night.
Yeah, that's a really good point by you. It's really mainstream, and they'll just continuously it'll build the company even more. Not like it needs it, but it's a big spot for everybody involved. Knock, let me know what you think about this match.
I'm so excited for this match. I'm a big fan of Bad Bunny, and for a guy to come in at the peak of his career and take this so seriously, I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. I don't know if you guys seen too much of Damian Priest on the Indies or Ring of Honor. He has this move where he jumps over the turnbuckle. I hope he pulls it out here on the grandest stage of them all. I'm very excited for the match, man. I think they're going to do their thing.
Yeah, I think they will too. It's going to be something that we're all surprised by. Let's kick it to Steve. Steve, let me know your thoughts on this match.
Yeah, I think Bad Bunny's going to be a good bunny. I really do. I think he's going to be the best since the Rosebud. No, seriously, though, I think Bad Bunny has to be one of the best celebrities ever in wrestling history. There's no question about it. Like you say, it's been said in the comments already, he's put the most work in. He's really dedicated himself to this. I really think it's going to be fantastic. Damian Priest is going to get the rub. They're going to get the win. And like it's already been said, their social media, it's going to blow up. This is going to be one of the most popular parts of WrestleMania. Miz and Morrison, perfect for the role. The story's even been interesting with this as well. I really enjoyed what they did with them on Raw this past week. So now this ticks all the boxes for me. I'm looking forward to it. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest to get the win. Agree with Mex. Priest is going in the Money in the Bank ladder match next month.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I think he'll be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It was a build that kind of started off it was all right, and then it just kind of nothing really happened. When he started getting physical, Bad Bunny, I think it really elevated the thing. And there's one thing you can't fake. You can't fake effort and hard work. So you're going to see it. He's put in that effort. He's put in the hard work. You'll see it in Bad Bunny. It'll be showcased on screen. I think it's something massive for the company. And the match that this is a social media match right here. Everybody on social media is going to be talking about this one match for the most part, because a lot of people just love Bad Bunny. Eric, Bad Bunny pins The Miz, or better yet, pins Morrison, then breaks up Miz and Morrison. That duo has gone on too long now. I think as well too. I mean, I think I want Morrison to do bigger and better things, to be honest with you.
Yes.
I think he should just be in a better spot than what he is. I said it right now. He's just getting a paycheck. It feels like, anyways. You know the deal. Celebrities don't lose at Mania. Easiest match to predict. Obviously, yeah, definitely. You're spot on. This is the easiest match to predict. I don't think there's any chance in hell, no chance in hell that the Miz and Morrison win this match. I think it'd just be like pointless unless they're gonna go with a longer angle with it, which I don't think they will. Maybe Bad Bunny will stick around because he's not touring, so I mean he has time, I guess. But I just don't see them losing. Brian, Bad Bunny will be champion by next WrestleMania. Thoughts? What do you guys think about that one?
Champion of what?
of the world.
Not my world.
No chance.
No chance that's going down. All right, so let's kick it to the next match, and it's this match right here, Cesaro's first ever WrestleMania match. All right, so I always like to bring up that Cesaro should have been in the spot Daniel Bryan is in. I brought that in, upped up a million times in the past few live streams I've done, and I'll keep saying it. I think he should be in the Daniel Bryan spot, but he isn't. He had a massive build going into that Elimination Chamber match. Didn't even make the final two. Daniel Bryan took that spot. He got the spot, and then now he's beefing with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, the returning Seth Rollins. Obviously a staple at WrestleMania, but this is Cesaro's first ever singles match. He's finally getting a singles match after 10 years in the company. He's finally getting a singles match at WrestleMania, which I think is absolute travesty. I made a video. I always like to bring it up. How WWE wasted Cesaro. I have a series of those videos, so Joe, check that one out. But Cesaro himself has been completely wasted by WWE. This right now is just a match that's going to happen. It's going to be an awesome match. Don't get me wrong. I know the match is going to be really well done, really good. It's going to be an exciting match to watch, but I can't get too excited because I think Cesaro's just destined for bigger and better things, and he should be in a bigger and better spot. He should have been in a bigger and better spot when he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the prestigious Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, as they brought up on SmackDown. And nobody's done anything after winning that. Honestly, not even Corbin's done anything after winning it. But let me kick it to Max. I do think Cesaro's going to end up winning it, but it'll be hilarious if he loses because it's just another burial of Cesaro that Vince loves to do. But I kick it to Max. Max, what do you think about this match?
This is surely, I think, going to be match of the night. These two have, very rich history together, good friends, traveled up and down the roads together, as they say. I think that there is nothing really in Seth Rollins winning. Seth Rollins is going to make Cesaro look like a star, although Cesaro is a star, doesn't need that kind of rub necessarily, but he'll do the job for him. The bigger question here is how many times is Cesaro going to swing Seth Rollins? I think it was 26, 28 that they done on SmackDown. Maybe we reach about 30 plus, who knows? But as for Cesaro kicking on after this, I do think that whoever's going to win the Universal Championship, maybe not Money in the Bank, but maybe at like a Backlash or something, that's when Cesaro is going to get his Universal Championship shot. Probably a losing effort, but at least he'll be, in that main event and get an opportunity. I think Cesaro is going to get the win here. I'm really looking forward to this match tonight.
But before we get to the next person, I want something interesting. I want to see him swing Seth Rollins from the top of the ramp to the bottom of the ramp. Just kind of walk with him swinging like all the way back up. If somebody could pull it off, it's the strongest man in WWE, and that's the Cesaro. Let's get to the chat real quick before we get to the lineup after this. I'm going with Cesaro to win and have feud of Roman. Yeah. Ryan, I hope you're right, because honestly, like I said, I wish he was in the spot the WrestleMania spot that Daniel Bryan's in currently. But if this happens afterwards, maybe it leads to like hopefully not an in between SummerSlam match. It has to be at SummerSlam, because then you'll know the title most likely change hands, I think. But Ryan says 100 swings. I mean, if he could do it, like, that would be awesome.
Can I just say quickly? Yeah,
go ahead.
So I don't know if anyone has seen this. Cesaro, there's a video when he was in Shakara promotion where apparently he done 100 swings. It wasn't really like 100 swings. I think the crowd counted like 100 seconds, but it was about maybe 70 something swings.
Yeah.
So he's got it in him. Could be possible.
It could be possible. It's just be interesting if they want to do it on WrestleMania, right? Like, have people just sit there. I mean, the counting along will probably get everybody involved. So I mean, it'll be awesome. Like, if he does it, that'd be crazy. I don't know how nobody throws up after that though. The deal says Cesaro deserves the win. WWE won't push him because he is awful on the mic, but a top guy in the ring. That's correct. I mean, I think he's pretty bad on the mic. I just think he doesn't carry that presence on the mic where he's able to control a room or control an arena or control a promo. He has to either be carried to that promo or it's just going to be a bad one. His mic skills are what brings him down.
I mean, that's why they would put him with a manager. I mean, I don't know why they steer away from like managers these days. Like,
Vince's not a fan of that. Yeah.
Like, if you're bad at one thing, like, why, put them on a mic? Why, why not have somebody with them? I just don't understand that.
I totally. But like, again, like, since like Jimmy Hart and Bobby Heenan have been gone, he's just not a fan of manager, or Jim Cornette even. He's just not a fan of managers since like, pretty much the Attitude Era for the most part. I mean, he just hasn't been a fan of managers. I don't know really what the problem is. I think you just have to be a tremendous performer like a Bobby Heenan, a Jim Cornette who can bump in the ring and get those payoffs in the end. Because you see like Paul Heyman, you don't really get a payoff that much off of him, right? Like he's slimy, he's sneaky. You just don't get a ton of a payoff because he doesn't take that big bump in the ring. Eric's super excited for Cesaro, a good match in the card. Finally, he gets that that singles match on WrestleMania. Seth should have kept his Messiah music. Yeah, exactly. He should have kept that music. The music he has now, go back to the Burn It Down, doesn't fit the character whatsoever for me, anyways. But let's kick it to Jonesy. Jonesy, what do you think about this match?
I think it's going to be fantastic. I think it should be an Iron Man match. I think it'd be far better, but really looking forward to it. Cesaro's going to fix the runs from the Elimination Chamber. This guy's already got 2 wins over Daniel Bryan this year, which shows how good he can be. But for me, Cesaro's winning this. I think he'll win this quite easily.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think it'll be funny though if he doesn't. To be honest with you, I'll be laughing. Steve, let me know what you think about this match.
You know me, I'm in the Cesaro section, aren't I? Your Fastlane predictions. I was nervous about this match. It caused a 15-minute conversation. So, yeah, I mean, for me, all day long, I think Cesaro's winning. The swings that was mentioned earlier, that's quite interesting to know. I thought it was going to be fabricated like a WrestleMania attendance record. But still, I mean, it could be fun to watch. Cesaro needs this victory. The storyline is about wasted potential and Cesaro finally getting the one-on-one at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins, if there's a match that he didn't need to win his entire career and it wouldn't affect him, this is it. This is Cesaro's all day long. If Cesaro doesn't win this, he should just pack up and go home because it's never going to happen.
Yeah, if he doesn't win this match, it makes no sense for Rollins to win. It'll be up there with John Cena defeating the Nexus type of like pointless victory for a guy. But yeah, it'll be they could fabricate, like you said, like a WrestleMania attendance record or like Goldberg's undefeated streak. Let's get DW. What you think about this match?
You know, it's going to be a classic match. We know how good these two are going to be in ring. Like, it probably will steal the show. It's something I was looking forward to. I don't know who to predict because I think WWE, they do have a lot of backing in Seth. You know, he cashed in that Mania, beat Brock Lesnar, beat Triple H. They do back him with big wins at Mania. But I think they'll go with Cesaro due to it's a bit too soon for Seth to get a big win after coming back, after he took a long break. So I'm going with Cesaro and you finally get that monster push.
Hopefully. Yeah. Now, does anybody think that Becky Lynch would come out and help Seth Rollins win this match?
Oh, man.
No, 100% no.
She is in Tampa.
Yeah.
She did post a picture on Instagram that she's in Tampa, and there's talks about her returning and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. We could see it happen. But let's get to Kobe real quick. 37 swings for the 37th WrestleMania. That's actually a good point. We could actually see that because that seems like something WWE would do, try to push that, like, and do that. So let's get to Barry. Barry, what do you think about this match?
I think it's going to be a match of the night. Cesaro definitely needs this win. I hope he gets it. I agree with Kobe. I hope they do 37 swings for the 37th Mania. It's some WWE stuff that they would pull out. But Cesaro should get the win. If he doesn't, you can watch me cry and stream if you want.
I want to get a live reaction from Barry after if Cesaro loses that match. Let's kick it over to Justin. Justin, let me know what you think about this match.
This match is going to be really good. Like all of you guys said, like this could possibly be match of the night here. I'm kind of confused what they're doing with Seth Rollins right now. Like they're trying to have him be the Messiah, but then they're having him use the Burn It Down theme song. Like, what are they doing here? Like don't get me wrong, I love Seth Rollins. That's my boy. That's my Iowa boy. My hometown boy.
There you go.
But Seth Rollins does need to win here. It's going to be Cesaro, and he's going to do like a whole bunch of swings, like you guys have said. I love for him to do 38. Just to throw everybody off. Let's do 38 for next year's Mania. That would be funny here. But it's going to be a good matchup. It's going to be awesome.
It definitely is. Get over to Zach. Zach, let me know your thoughts on this matchup.
I think it's going to be great. Cesaro's going to get the victory. If you look at it, Seth just had a kid. I don't think he's going to be too worried about being in the top spot. I think he's going to be in more of a giving mood. He's really selling Cesaro on this. Like you guys said, Cesaro can't really work on the mic. Get rid of that swing is in the air shit. That needs to go. He needs to be like he was when he first started feuding with Daniel Bryan and getting those victories where he didn't really say anything and he was intense. He shouldn't really say shit. But yeah, I think Seth is really going to put Cesaro over, and I'm really excited for this match.
Definitely, I agree with that. Yeah, he definitely needs to stop that swing is in the air thing. That's bad. Let's kick it over to Knock. Knock, let me know your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, this is going to be a big moment for Cesaro. He 100% wins. I'm even going to go a little further and say he's going to tap out Seth Rollins at Mania. Oof. The way they've been building Seth with all these big Mania moments is to legitimize Cesaro when he wins. I think Seth taps out to the sharpshooter after all those swings. My only thing is, though, real quick, I will say, the last time Seth did put over someone at Kevin Owens last year, we didn't see Kevin Owens really do much. I feel like that should be a launching point for someone to take off. Kevin Owens, just recently, a few months ago with Buddy Murphy, he didn't do anything right after that. So if Cesaro wins, he needs to have a big push. Yeah. It has to be the main event. So we'll see how they do it. I'm gonna trust them here.
No, you're right. That's a good point. Like these matches against these marquee guys that have been a staples of WrestleMania for years in whatever generation they take place in, to beat them is something that's supposed to be a launching point for the guy that wins it. They just tend not to capitalize on it. Now, does it fall on the company? Does it fall on the guy? That's something you don't know. Could it be just the guy just take advantage of it, or is it the company who just kind of it becomes lackadaisical? It's just kind of like, we just kind of forgot about it. What are you gonna do, right? Like, that's the kind of feeling.
Okay. It's okay because when Nikki Bella joins creative, she'll fix all of this.
I mean, Griff can't get much worse.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, she could be the saving grace of WWE creative. To be honest with you, who the hell knows? I mean,
gotta be optimistic.
Right? Anything can happen in World Wrestling Entertainment, right? So, okay, Kobe talks in the chat. Cesaro and Seth Rollins are really good friends backstage. They will go all out. Yeah, I think that they're going to take massive pride in this match, and you'll see it unfold. The pride that they'll take in the match itself, how they want to go all out, how they want to just balls to the wall in the entire match, and hopefully it all works out. They don't go with a lot of there's not a lot of issues, botches and stuff like that. Chris Wrestling, I'm going with Rollins. Ooh, wow. Chris going with Rollins. Okay. They
controversial.
It could go down and just WWE takes a massive shit on Cesaro's character for just the last one. Like, all right, you're out, brother. Kobe talks Cesaro versus Universal Champion down the line in the summer. Yeah, I just think if he wins this, you got to push towards that. It's either going to be him or Big E against whoever the champion is at SummerSlam. I think it's either Big E or Cesaro. The only two guys that make sense for a SummerSlam title match. And with that match out of the way, we're getting closer to the end of the card. Let's get to this one, which is it's a match that really showcases how terrible the tag team division is currently, especially on Monday Night Raw. And it is this match right here: AJ Styles and Omos, and his Omos' in-ring debut, taking on the New Day. As they just won their 11th tag team title. Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods. I'm interested to see how Omos works because, again, Triple H just said him and Bad Bunny have been working really hard. I don't know how much experience Omos has. Could he be a Great Khali? Could he be a Braun Strowman? I don't know. Could he be a Kevin Nash? What possibly could this man be in the ring? But again, AJ Styles just needs this one title to become a Grand Slam champion, and that's a big milestone in WWE, which they love to push on people. So I think it's a pretty foregone conclusion for the most part that AJ and Omos are going to win this. And maybe they break up a feud later on and they lose the titles in Omos versus AJ in a match or something like that. But AJ's put with Omos for Omos to see some seasoning and get a bird's eye, just a front close view of how to work because nobody's better than AJ Styles. But I think it's a Mex first. Mex, let me know what you think about this tag team title match.
I mean, firstly, AJ Styles, this is not what they're paying him for to be coming to WrestleMania and be doing tag matches. AJ Styles has a limited number of years left in the ring. Yep. This for me, I said we should have got Kofi Kingston versus Ali. And then we probably should have got Xavier Woods versus AJ Styles. Give Xavier Woods a bit of shine. Give him a singles moment against AJ Styles, who is a long-term friend as well from TNA. That's what should have happened here. They wanted to put Omos in. Fine, fair enough. I don't see any other result than Omos and AJ Styles picking up the win here. AJ, I believe, will become a Grand Slam champion after winning the tag team championships. Omos, we get to see his repertoire. We get to see what he's got in the locker. Someone told me last week that there was a video going around of Omos doing Hurricane Ranas. So,
oh my God.
Wow.
We will see what he's really got. But yeah, Omos and AJ Styles for the win here.
Omos gonna steal the show, bro. I'm telling you right now, he's gonna steal the show. It's gonna be Bad Bunny versus Omos for Backlash. Let's take it over to DW. Let me know what you think about this match.
Since Omos has paired up with AJ Styles, he's been brilliant. Just his presence makes you interested in him. And if he has been training well, there's no doubt he's going to win. I don't think anyone's expected AJ Styles to be booked as good as he has been since he joined in 2016. And the fact that he's going to become a Grand Slam champion after being Mr. TNA for so many years is really incredible. And I'm sure Omos will kill it. And they're obviously going to win, but I'm sure the both of them are going to be really good and really impressed in the ring.
Yeah, it's pretty much just to give AJ the Grand Slam. That's pretty much all this is all about. That's what it definitely feels like. Let's get over to Jonesy. Jonesy, let me know your thoughts on this tag team title match.
I think Omos is either going to sink or swim. He's either going to be Andre the Giant or he's going to be the Giant Silver. It'll be one of them two. Let's see what he does. For me, The build's been very strange. The New Day have continually beat AJ Styles every single week, so I think it's going to be interesting. But we are getting new tag team champions here. I think Almost may surprise people. Apparently, he was green at the beginning, but the amount of work they put into him, they wouldn't put him out there in this sink or swim situation without him being at a suitable level. Despite AJ Styles, Xavier Woods, and Kofi being fantastic workers.
Yeah, you're going to see him carry a majority of the match. He's going to come in and probably do a big spot. Hopefully, he pulls out the Hurricane Rana because I'm dying to see that. That's a true story right there.
I'm sorry. I personally think the end game is going to be AJ Styles and Almost probably in the feud eventually. I think that's probably where they'll go, but it depends how good Almost is really. So that
it definitely does. Yeah, and I think that's where they'll go to is like, well, they'll probably win the titles and then feud and lose them later on. Yeah, let's kick it over to Steve. Steve, let me know your thoughts on this match.
Yeah, spot on with a lot of other people said here. I mean, it's the big moment for Omos. AJ Styles is there to sort of help him through for the first part of his career, and then when the time is right, they'll split up and do their own thing. We could have Omos could be an attraction. It's what casual people would look at WWE and go, "Wow, this guy's different," and like they'll be interested in what he's doing. So there is a long-term idea with this to hopefully get him over some sort of star in the future. And if I'm wrong, I don't believe anyone has won the tag team championships in their first match ever in WWE at WrestleMania. So this will be a first time ever if that was to go down. So I'm just asking someone here, but I'm sure that AJ Styles was tag champs with Chris Jericho back in 2016. Am I wrong?
No, they cut that short.
They cut that short. I'm pretty sure they probably would have won it, but they cut that short to set up the Mania match between the two.
Yeah.
Because they had the program going on, didn't they? But yeah, okay, my mistake. But then AJ, that Grand Slam's definitely on the cards then for sure. But New Day, the plans changed. The Hurt Business had those belts. They've dropped them to put New Day in this spot. Clearly, the long-term vision is AJ Styles and Omos, and it's just interesting how it's going to play out.
It definitely is, and the fact that Alexander and Benjamin look like just jobbers in that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which is a disaster. I couldn't believe that on SmackDown. So let's get over to Barry. Barry, what do you think about this match?
I'm going to go different. I'm going to say New Day is going to retain. I think Omos is going to turn on AJ or something like that, do something different, something they can kind of work with, because the tag team division is just terrible. You give the belts to AJ and stuff, we're just going to see the New Day against AJ for the next 6-7 weeks till they kind of make another team. So I'm going to say New Day retain.
That's a hot take right there, because I think you're probably gonna be the only one that thinks that, Barry, to be honest with you. Well, let's get your reaction. If they actually do, you're probably like, yeah. But let's get it over to Knock. Lock, let me know what you think about this match.
Listen, man, AJ is my favorite wrestler of all time. He's the one I model my wrestling after. I'm picking my man for the Grand Slam win. If you guys remember, Elias tried to hit almost with a guitar and he brought that kick. He has some athleticism to him, man. So I think he'll be all right in there. If he does that Hurricane Rana, man, he stole the show. This is definitely thrown together last minute, and it's disrespectful what happened to the Hurt Business. I love the New Day, but I'm going Styles and Omos.
Yeah, I think that's like the general consensus. But I mean, that's a hot take by Barry. Let's get over to Justin. Justin, let me know what you think about this match.
I mean, you already know who I'm going with.
There it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
AJ Styles and Omos are definitely winning. I mean, the New Day right now, they're kind of like placeholders right now. I mean, with the Hurt Business dropping the tag team titles, and then the New Day, they're this placeholders. I mean, I would love to see Omos do something big in this match. Like this guy said, like a Hurricane Rana, do something huge. Do some like lucha type of stuff here. Like high flying type of things. I mean, the X division has no limits. Am I right?
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
You can become X division champ.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. He's gonna go to TNA after this.
All right, so let's kick it over to the chat just real quick before we get to Zach. One thing I want to say, because Eric brought this up, Omos should do a Styles Clash at Mania. What I'm thinking, fuck that. I think it should go double phenomenal forearm. Both guys do the phenomenal forearm at the same time on the New Day. I think that'll be awesome.
Kill somebody if he does.
Kobe talks. They will win the titles, lose them in July. Styles versus Omos at SummerSlam. I can definitely see that happening. It's interesting to see. I think it all depends on how Omos performs at Mania and is how far they'll take that going forward. Ryan, when AJ and Omos win, there is no one left to feud for the titles. Yeah, because like no other tag teams whatsoever, unless they go back with the New Day or Hurt Business. It's like 3 tag teams right now. Eric, if I said it once, I said it 100 times. Raw tag team division is straight up ass. You ain't lying. I mean, he's not lying. It's really bad. But let me kick it to Zach on this one. Let me kick it to Zach. Yeah.
SCW Steve, let me refresh your memory really quick here. First time match, won the titles, future Hall of Famer Nicholas with Braun Strowman.
Oh dear. That's true. That's very true. Painfully, I tried to block that out.
Yeah, everyone did. We got here for one reason. We lost Ali versus Kofi for one reason. That's because Triple H was too busy to have a match at Mania with AJ Styles. So that's why all this stuff got put together. I don't know if it was just TakeOver or whatever Triple H was all involved with, which is usually a lot. But that's why we got here. But I am fine with this match. Kofi knows the score at Mania. AJ Styles knows the score of putting together a good match and putting people over. I'm actually excited for this, and I'm going to say Omos and AJ.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point right there. Let me kick it to Jonesy real quick. I know he has to leave. Jonesy, let me
I'm okay. I'm okay
good?
for 5 more minutes. Yeah, I
Okay,
should be
all
fine
right,
for 5
no
more
problem,
minutes.
no problem. All right, so we got that match out of the way. So we all think except one. I'm sorry, we didn't kick it to. Yeah, we kicked it to everybody. Yeah, so everybody but one thinks that AJ Styles and Omos.
Can I just say Barry needs to go to the bookmakers and put some money on that. You're gonna get some serious money on New Day, man. Honestly,
bet the house on that one.
Mortgage, mate. Get on it.
I think so. Yeah. All right. So let's get to the main event. Sasha, Bianca, the Women's SmackDown Women's Championship. Bianca won the 2021 Royal Rumble. Sasha coming in as the champ. It's a build that really hasn't been all that great because you have two baby faces going against each other. I think Sasha's still technically a baby face. I don't really think she's turned like heel. But I mean, it's a match that we all knew was going to happen. We all knew that Bianca was going to pick Sasha, even though they had a little bit of a build up to it, a little bit of suspense. We all knew that her and Edge were going to pick who they were going to pick. More Bianca was more obvious than Edge. And then we finally got it. And this is the match that's been built. I don't think the build has been that great, but they chose it to be the main event of the show. I still think the match is going to be solid. I just don't think it's going to be that great. And I don't think too many people are super invested in it. The finish, who's going to win, is an interesting one because it's a bit of a toss-up, right? Do you keep it on Sasha because she has never won at WrestleMania, or do you give it to Bianca because she won the Royal Rumble? You want to push her heavily. They could go back and forth, for the next pay-per-view again, if one of them comes out the winner and they want to just do it again in the next pay-per-view. But I'm going to pick Bianca in this one, that she's going to win it. I just think it's time for her to win it. And I just like when the Royal Rumble winner wins at WrestleMania. But I'll kick it over to Jonesy first. Let me know what you think about this match.
I think this could be a fantastic match, despite the shenanigans in Reginald that were non-starter. I think this is going to be so good. I think they're going to get a lot of time, which would be good. Obviously, Sasha's been a great champion since she won the belt at Hell in a Cell back in October. She doesn't really lose. Her last loss was kind of in August. So for me, I think it's going to be close. But we are getting a new women's champion here. I think definitely Bianca's winning this. So I'd be surprised if Sasha wins. The only way Sasha wins is by some sort of even more heel turn, really. I just don't see it. I think they want to send the fans happy. So Bianca's winning all day long, really.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they'll end it happy too. Let me jump in real quick because I have something in the chat that I want to talk about. Ryan says Sasha should win by cheating and have a rematch with Bianca at SummerSlam. Ooh. I think what they should do is have a WrestleMania 17 style finish, have Stephanie McMahon come out and help Sasha defeat Bianca with a chair, and just do the opposite, just now with the women, and just do it that way. I think it'd be cool to have her out there and do that spot, similar to how they did with Austin and Vince. Even though there's not that backstory between Sasha and Stephanie McMahon, but I think they should probably do something like that. That'd be pretty cool. The deal says Bianca wins, but I see a spot where Sasha ties Bianca's hair up in the ropes. Definitely, I could definitely see that spot happening. It seems like something Sasha would do too. That she could do that. I could see her putting on the bang statement, maybe with the ponytail, and using that in the submission. But let's get to Justin. I'll jump you in here and let me know what you think about this match.
This match is going to be awesome. I'm happy. I'm really happy they're getting another women in the main event spot at WrestleMania, because the first one was 35. I'm going to have to go with Bianca Belair to win here. I mean, like you said, Anthony, the Royal Rumble winner. I'm happy when they all always win at Mania. I mean, it's usually it usually happens, where the Rumble winner wins at Mania, and this is going to happen here. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be interesting to see how the ending happens. That'd be pretty cool with the whole hair. With Sasha Banks, that'd be pretty interesting. But yeah, Bianca Belair's winning here.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. Let's kick it over to Max. Max, let me know what you think about this match.
Massive match. I honestly thought when we saw the first women main event in that was it, one and done. They've kind of ticked that box. and we weren't ever going to see it again. The fact they've got WrestleMania over 2 nights, I feel like it's very easy for them to make one of the nights a women's main event, and they've done the right thing, especially because Bianca Belair won the Royal Rumble, and that's how I think it should be. You make all the noise about the Royal Rumble winner going to the main event, well, do it then, and they've done it this time. I know a couple of times they're a bit inconsistent with it, but yeah, it's awesome for these two to do it. Again, like I said earlier, they've been kind of course correcting everything about Sasha Banks in the last year. You know, booked her badly for a lot of years on Raw, but now in the last year, you know, she's really, her talent has shined through, especially at a time where, you know, it was hard to watch wrestling with no crowds and stuff like that.
Yep.
I think that Bianca Belair gets the win here. I don't mind Sasha winning, but I would definitely want her to do something completely dastardly to get the win. Like, you know, you mentioned a chair. I think maybe something along the lines of turning towards the entranceway, calling Reginald to come out, since Reginald has been such a feature in this feud. It would only make sense. I must plug here as well. I was very, very fortunate, along with some of my guys on the Kick Out podcast. We got to interview Bianca Belair some weeks ago. So I got a clip on my Instagram, but the podcast is up on the Kick Out podcast. And she was very emotional, talking about, you know, what this means to her, as well as this weekend in general. So, you know, for those that know, yesterday was her birthday. She turned 32 years old. Today she's in the main event of WrestleMania, and tomorrow is 5 years anniversary since she signed for WWE. So it just shows the rise of her, you know, alone. And yeah, I think they want to end the show with, you know, a big bang, fans cheering. This is how you do it. Bianca Belair to win the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah, some really good points you made there, especially like the Royal Rumble winner gets the main event. You're getting it here. A lot of times they're like that co-main event or that second to third main event, and then that's awesome that you got to interview her. Make sure everybody go check that interview out. And then what you said, all the stars are kind of aligning for her to win, right? All those like things you brought up, her birthday, 5 years to the day, and all that stuff. I think everything's aligning up for her to win that title at WrestleMania. Let's take it over to DW. What do you think about this match?
Okay, well, this match, by the time it's on, it'll be 5 a.m. in the morning. I'll be half asleep from the UK. But obviously it's a massive match, and I think they have a chance here to create something with Bianca Belair. We know she's going to be in it for the long term, so I'd like to see the WrestleMania streak. Since there's not a streak anymore, Undertaker lost, you recreate it, but with Bianca Belair, and then every year you're gonna a one has something to fight for. Then
it makes sense. Yeah, you just have her doing that and her keep losing. I mean, it makes sense. Let's get over to Zach. Zach, what do you think about this match?
I'm very excited for this match. I think this is going to be a huge match. In my world of booking this whole Mania, this is where you have Bobby retain and have people say, oh, wow, Drew didn't win. So they're going to expect stuff throughout Mania. And then this is how you end it on a nice positive note with Bianca winning it. It's a nice bookend, and also wants to bring people back for the next night, because it's another thing. You need that hook for people to come back on Peacock the next night. But I'm going to say Bianca, and also I'm going to say we're going to see a very jealous Bayley do a run-in and try to interfere, and a surprise entrant will stop Bayley, and then we're going to have the finish to the match, which will be beautiful with Bianca.
There you go. Booked and signed right there. They should definitely go down that road. Let's go.
Who's the surprise entrant?
Yeah, who's the surprise entrant? Go ahead.
I mean, someone's in Tampa. I would say her, but I honestly would give her more paternity time. It could be Charlotte, but I mean, I would have maybe Beth Phoenix or Trish Stratus come in.
There you go.
Ronda Rousey would be good.
There you go.
She's also coming back as well.
There you go.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's kick it over to Steve.
I love what Zach just said, really. A lot of the sentiments I agree. Unfortunately, I get the 2018 vibes, like with Oscar and Nakamura winning the Rumble match and not getting that Mania moment when you need to build that new star. But the fact they are in the main event of WrestleMania, it's how you leave them, folks. It's the end of the night. They love the feel-good finish at the end of a WrestleMania. Despite the fact it's night one, it's irrelevant. They want the fans to go, I'm happy. So for that, Bianca Belair, let's forget the story building towards it. That's not been great. The match itself should be decent. I go for Bianca Belair to win the championship.
There you go. Another one for Bianca. Barry, let's kick it to you.
Like what everybody else says, Bianca Belair, I followed her career for a long time. Think it's just going to be good to kind of see her get that win. But everybody else covered the points, so there's no point in me repeating it.
There you go. Nice and simple from Barry. Let's get over to Knock. What do you think about this match right here?
This match puts a smile on my face, man. It's massive, massive. I definitely got to check out Mech's podcast and see that episode. I'm going with Sasha. I'm so torn. I keep going back and forth, but I'm going with the Boba Fett slaying Mandalorian Sasha Banks. I think she definitely turns heel. This is a hell of a weekend for Bianca. First Mania It's her birthday weekend. She's in the main event. But when Steve lost to Brett at Mania, he came back. He was a huge star after that. That was a huge loss for him. And I think that will happen to Bianca, especially if Sasha turns heel and does it in a dastardly way or something like that, like Meg said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could definitely go down and may end up making Bianca a little even bigger at that point. But and interesting to see if Sasha comes out in like a Mandalorian style, like gimmick, like dress, like get up for her entrance. That'd be pretty cool if she does. Yeah,
they've got drones, haven't they? They've got drones in the entrances apparently.
They do.
There you go. Yeah, so they could definitely do it if they wanted to. In the chat, Bianca is definitely whipping Sasha with that ponytail. Definitely, yeah, it's definitely no doubt in that match. You already know that is. Eric, Sasha has never won at Mania. Are you kidding me? This has to change. He repeats today. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they could go with her just like. Because that could be the story for another later on WrestleManias. Like she's trying to get that win, and you could build towards that in a big match in another Mania down the road. Like she's trying to get that story arc. Win.
I think personally think we're going to get Sasha sort of Bianca win. They'll go to do a handshake, and then Sasha will then do the massive sort of take her out of a chair or something. I think that's the way that you sort of want to plant that seed. Because I think if Bianca wins so happy, you want to get some momentum back for Sasha. Really, I think it's a basic booking move, but I don't know if they're not having interference. That's the way I'd do it personally.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
Sasha's first WrestleMania win should come against Bayley.
I mean, they're like attached to the hip, them two, right? So I mean, it makes sense, yeah. Like for them to do it that way, and they could do that down the road. And I mean, next year's Mania for the title, but it's a good story arc for it to go. But Bayley makes a lot of sense. So let me just get everybody's last take. I'll leave it in this format. Everybody, the Brady Bunch format. Let's go. I'll go down the line, and I want to give everybody's just think. Do you think night one's going to be better? Do you think night two's going to be better? And just preemptively, give it a rating out of 5. You know, not even obviously we haven't seen it yet. It's going to happen tonight. But what do you think the rating's going to be? I'll start with Knock because he's next to me. Knock, let me know. What do you think? Night one or night two is going to be better? And what would you rate night one like as a prediction?
On paper, night 2 looks better for sure. But I think night 1 has a chance to steal it. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. If I'm being honest. AJ's on there. I know him and New Day are going to kill it. Bianca and Sasha in the main event. I know I picked Sasha, but if that goes either way, I'm gonna be happy. You have the opening, and because fans are coming back, there's a lot of excitement to hear that, man. I think being the first night on, it's gonna be really cool. Hopefully, it doesn't get rained out. Hopefully, it's nice and easy. I think the entrance is gonna be amazing. I think night 1 has a chance outside of Shane and Braun and that nonsense, but I think they could do some things.
There you go. Let's go to Justin. Justin, night 1 or night 2, and give me a rating preemptively for night 1.
So I think night 2 is going to be better, like Knox said. It's better on card, on paper and stuff. Yep. And I think it's also going to be a 4 out of 5. I mean, like I said, there's matches I'm looking forward to, especially that main event. You know, I'm happy for the women, getting that main event spot. And the type, with the AJ Styles match, I'm really looking forward to that a lot. And even Seth Rollins and Cesaro, that's going to be good. That's going to be probably. It could probably still both nights, to be honest with you. But they're going to have a lot of work to do to be NXT TakeOver. They're going to have a lot of work to do. But
yeah, definitely. Let's go to Zach. Zach, let me know what you think. Night 1 or night 2, and what do you give it a rating for night 1 preemptively?
I'm going to say night 2, just for the fact that after night 1 happens, they can see what works and what doesn't work, and then they can maneuver and make something better. I'm going to give night 1 a 4 out of 5 as well. We've all named the reasons. I think everyone else is going to take up for that Shane Braun nonsense.
Okay, gotcha. So DW, let's go to you. Night 1 and night 2, and give me like a rating more or less of what do you think night 1's going to be?
I'm going with a 10 out of 5. They're both on the and it's really cool to see how a 2-night Mania works with fans. You didn't see it with fans last year, so I'd be interested to see how it works. Will there be different people on the next day? I'd be interested to see how all that works. Yeah, but it's gonna be. I think night 2 will be better just because it's got the bigger matches on.
Yeah,
but night 1 will still be really good.
All right, so Max, what do you think? Do you agree with that? Like, what do you think night 1? Do you think night 2 or night 1's gonna be better? Give me a rating for night 1.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, night 2 looks better on paper, but I'm gonna go with night 1 because these guys, at the heart of it, they're performers. Once they hear that crowd, once they hear the pyro, I feel it's going to turn a switch in their head. We're going to see some crazy stuff. I hope we don't see anyone die or anything extravagant because, the adrenaline is going to be rushing, So, I want to see a brilliant show tonight. I think we're going to get, a 4 out of 5. And I'm sorry to upset Barry. If Bobby Lashley retains on the first match, this is already 5 out of 5.
Yes, my boy.
I agree. Yes.
There it is. All right. Steve, let me get your thoughts. Night 1, night 2, and give me a rating for night 1.
I think when you look at it on paper, I mean, I'm most excited of all to see the triple threat match in night 2. So for that, I kind of have more of a connection with night 2. But I think night 1 has the potential to be more sports entertainment. There is really big matches there. There was an argument of which match will be the main event for a long time. So I do think coming out of this, we are going to look at it and say night 1 could be the one that steals it. It's the one we're going to first. When you look at the 2 takeover nights we just had, night 1 really had a lot more impact than night 2 did. So I think night 1 is probably going to be the one at the end that we may look at. But I'm excited for both on paper. But for it here, I'm going to be optimistic like everybody else. 4 out of 5. I'm even tempted to go with a 10 with DWE because I think it's going to be awesome with fans. That is the biggest thing of everything that's happening this weekend. Fans are back, genuine reactions. It's something that us watching at home can be really excited for.
Definitely, yeah, I totally agree with that. Barry, same question.
I think it's going to be a 4 out of 5. I think both nights are going to be great. It'll be hard to kind of pick from both of them. I do like Bobby Lashley, by the way. I just have to go with my Scotsman. If you want to come watch my stream, follow our Scotland. We'll be playing. The minute he wins, there'll be Scotland flags and stuff. Come and enjoy it.
There you go. It's Jonesy. Let me go to you. Same question.
Yeah, I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm going definitely 4 out of 5. I think night 1 will be solid, but night 2 is going to be the better night. But I'm looking forward to it. I think very much this WrestleMania is a great chance to reset, and I think coming out of this, there's going to be a lot to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. I do agree as well. I think night 2 on paper looks better, like everybody said. I think night 2 is gonna be just a bit better. I think it's mainly because of that triple threat, and because Roman Reigns provides for us all. So in the end, I think he'll provide us with the best match of the night of the weekend. I do think night 1 probably a 3 out of 5 for me, and I think night 2 probably closer to a 4. But I could be totally wrong. Could like Steve was saying, we may go back and look at night 1 later on. But like night 1 was the better show. It'd be interesting to see what they do with Randy and the Fiend. I want to see like what they'll do with that. It'd be interesting to see. Real quick in the chat, Ryan Awesome says night 2 will be better. 3.5 or 4 out of 5. Yeah. Pretty much everybody's in agreement with that. Eric says night 2 is better because it don't got Strowman versus Shane. There you go. All right, so let's go down the line before we finish up. Down the line, what's the match you think is going to be the best match on the show for night 1? I'll start with Knock.
Oh, Cesaro Rollins for sure. They're going to steal it. That match could be 5 stars.
There you go. Justin, same question.
Yeah, definitely Cesaro Rollins. That's my boy. Seth Rollins, but yeah, it's going to be good.
There it is. Zach, same question.
Main event, Sasha and Bianca. Yeah. And also just a great panel, by the way. DWE Wrestling, do not let life make you bitter and jaded like it has me. I love your optimism so much.
There you go. There it is. DWE, kick it to you. Same question.
And with that optimism, I'm going to say with full confidence, Shane McMahon this Braun Strowman will be match of the night.
You've been drinking DWE.
I got a bridge in Brooklyn.
If that match is really good, I'm going to have to DM you.
There you go. Yeah, DW seems like it's sipping a little in between questions, like just on that.
That's not funny on.
You want to say something's not riddle?
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Max, the same question.
I'm going with DWE, man. Whatever he's taking, I'm on it as well. Like, let's go with it.
I mean, if you could bottle up the optimism DWE has and sell it, you'll be a billionaire. Steve, same question.
Cesaro Rollins, I'm in my section again, aren't I?
There it is. Yeah. Barry, same question.
Has to be Cesaro Rollins, but I would love to take whatever Dan's taking.
I think we all would. Yeah, Jonesy, what do you think?
I admire Dan's optimism. Please be like that at 5 o'clock in the morning when the show finishes.
Yeah.
No, definitely. For me, I think it's got to be the main event. Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair. They're going to do a real good job to create one of the most interesting story arcs going through the rest of 2021. So I really hope that this WrestleMania leaves a lot of storytelling. It's not just match after match, really. That's what I'm really looking for in this show.
True, makes a lot of sense. For me, myself, I'm going to be the one guy on the outskirts here. I'm going to pick Priest, Bad Bunny, Miz Morrison might be the better, most fun match on the show. I don't think it's going to be the best, but the most entertaining, fun match. But I think the best match overall might be that championship match, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre. I think they'll really try to go all out because it's the first match in front of fans. They're just going to try to, throw as much shit against the wall and see what sticks. I think it might end up being a show stealer and one of the better matches on the night. But yeah, there we go. That's night 1. Those are our predictions. We'll see how many of us are right and how many of us are wrong. It should be an interesting night, but I do have the other live stream tomorrow for night 2. You'll probably see a lot of the same cast of guys here with a couple other people brought in as well. I'll talk to you guys about, like, you know, off air about how we'll work night 2 if you guys want to jump on, because we can only have a certain amount of people, so we'll figure that out after the stream ends. But I appreciate every single one of you guys for jumping on. Make sure you follow every single channel here. Knock and Zach are on the same channel. Everybody else's channel, you follow all those channels: West Coast Pop, Juggernaut, DW Wrestling, WrestleManiac, SCW, Nonstop Wrestling Chat, Jonesy Chats Wrestling. Make sure you follow all those channels. I appreciate every single one of you guys jumping on here. Had a lot of fun, really good panel with you guys. And you gotta love that optimism. WrestleMania weekend. Let's get hyped. Let's have fun. And enjoy the show. So I thank everybody for joining in. Thank everybody for watching the chat and all that stuff. We'll catch you guys on the next one.